Hey guys! So I just recently took my NCLEX on February 8th, found out that I passed on February 10th, and I thought I would just make a video to go over the study materials that I did this second time around because this was my second attempt at the NCLEX. A little history about how I was as a student. I was a procrastinator. I rarely studied. The grades I got were A's and B's, sometimes C's. I know that my method may not work for some of you, but this is just coming from someone who truly, really hates studying. Obviously, you need to study to know the material and to understand, which I did have to do my fair share of studying, but I was more of a crammer than take the test rather than study a little bit every day, like take a little portion of the day and study and make sure I know the material. I was more of like a, YOLO. If I pass, I pass. If I fail, I fail, which is not the best mentality to have when in the nursing program. But I'm just being real. This second try at the NCLEX, I only focused on two sources. The Charity Prioritization, Delegation, and Assignment book, as well as UWorld. I have this book, okay? I have the Saunders book, whatever. It's big and fat. It looks like a dictionary. It has a lot of good material in it, but honestly, I feel like this book is more centered towards class studies. Like when you're in the nursing program, this book would really help because it basically has every single disease, every single lecture that you learn in nursing school, but they already put it in bullet points for you. So it's perfect. I actually use this only for my studies during the program, so I didn't open this once the entire time I was studying for the NCLEX. This book seriously changed my perspective on reading NCLEX style questions. My honest opinion on this is that some of these questions are actually quite silly. They're pretty simple for the most part, but if you finish this Q bank, I guarantee at the end of the case studies, you will have an aha moment. That's how I'm seriously describing it, because right when I reached case study 18 or something like that, I suddenly just, the world was much more brighter. NCLEX and UWorld just made so much more sense. I don't know why, I don't know how, but it's just because of the way that their rationales explain why you would choose a specific patient over another patient. And that is really what set the solid foundation to me understanding NCLEX type questions. After I finished the Charity, I did UWorld. When I first started UWorld, before I failed the first time, I was scoring around 40s to 55%. I did read the rationales, but I didn't really, I don't know, like I guess I didn't really apply it to what I already knew. This second time around at UWorld, it just suddenly made so much more sense to me. I can't explain it. I don't know what exactly it is because La Charity's questions are very, very simple and to the point versus UWorld. They're more critical and you have to kind of think and challenge your mind a little to figure out what the right answer is. Those two, I feel, were the perfect combination for me being able to tackle the NCLEX and be ready for it the second time. Another source that I used to study was actually after I found another YouTuber, a nursing YouTuber's channel named Hey Rona, and she shared a link with the community basically of notes she used to pass the NCLEX. I wrote them all by hand in a notebook, and every time I would go across UWorld rationales that had more information than these notes, I actually would add them. I basically have all those notes in this, and I would review them from time to time before I went to sleep, and I also have all my lab values in here, and right after that I have my UWorld notes over here that I would write after reading, rationales. Last but not least, I truly, truly believe that the number one thing that will help you pass the NCLEX is a good mentality. My entire life, I have been a very pessimistic, negative Nancy, glass half empty sort of person. It's just the way I carried myself. It's just the way I went through life. I always expect the worst, so maybe I was just protecting myself from the possibility of a disappointment or a failure, and in the end that just wasn't the way to go about life. And it's sad to say that I have gone through 23 years of my life thinking that same exact way. Truth be told, I listened to an audiobook because I actually listen to a lot of audiobooks because they're like podcasts to me, and you can just listen to them while you're working out or taking a walk or in the car on a long drive. They're so easy to listen to. The Law of Attraction by Michael Losier was the best 2 hours and however many minutes of my life I could ever have. And I listened to this book already 2 times, and I just keep learning and learning more ways to make my life more abundant and more happy and fulfilling. This book basically summarizes the law of attraction and how we all as individuals can use the law of attraction to get exactly what we want in life. And honestly, it's really that simple. If you have a positive mentality, then you will get a positive result. If you have doubt in yourself, then all that doubt is just going to come off you, and you may just attract more negativity. And if you live your life with that sort of persona, then of course, if something negative comes your way, you'll just think to yourself like, oh, well, I expected it anyway. I know, because I was exactly like that. Every day since I've listened to that book, it's been such a wonderful journey, a very challenging experience to be able to just try and start every day with a positive mind, just a bright outlook on life. And ever since then, I've just been offered with amazingness in life, and I have been so grateful and so blessed to just have everything I have at this current moment. I listened to this book on the way to my exam date. It put me in such a great mood. It made me super zen, and every time I started low-key panicking during my NCLEX the second time, I would just take a breath and I would tell myself, you got this, Caitlin. You are gonna finish it in 75 questions. I manifested so hard that I was going to finish the NCLEX in 75 questions and pass. And what happened? I finished the NCLEX in 75 questions and passed. It was so surreal. It was like magic almost. Anyway, these were the sources I used to pass the NCLEX the second time around. I hope this was a helpful video to a lot of you, and yeah, thanks for watching up to this far. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye.